we give our power away to a lot of extraneous elements, right? A lot of energy vampires, toxic people, whether that's coworkers or even if it's intrinsic, you know, a lot of times we are our own worst enemy. So we want to work on that, right? One of the ways I love to work on that is just having this exercise where I visualize a white light all around me, and this is kind of like a force field, like powerful aura visualization exercise that you could do. I love to light our candle, solar energy, gaze into the flame, and actually visualize a protective bodyguard energy, which is all about pyrite, right? And it's around me. And whatever negativity I face in my day, I'm just letting it roll off of me. I'm not allowing it to go inside of my energy, right? And I always say this affirmation, which is I'm in control of the energy I allow in. I keep my energy safe and radiant and glowing. And this reminds me I'm in control of the energy I allow in, right? And I'm not going to react. If I need to respond, I'll respond, but I'm not going to react. Because once you have that song and dance, once you play with negative people, you're actually really interacting with them, and you're actually lowering yourself, you're lowering your vibe. So like say someone's rude to you in Whole Foods, are you now going to be rude to them back? No, because they're offering to play with you a chess game where they're putting their pawn and you're just like, do I want to play? If you're rude to them back, you're like, yeah, I want to play. Let's play. But if you're like, no, I'm not going to play, you're just responding. You're just like, wow, okay. I don't like the way you're speaking to me, but or however you want to respond, right? Negative people. DMV, anywhere, subway, we all face negative people. If someone tells you they don't face negative people, everyone faces negative people. And yes, we are perceiving things as they are, right? And a lot of people are us in different forms, right? Like a reflection of us. But it allows for boundaries. Things that are perceived as bad happen to us to train us to create boundaries, right? And everything is a lesson. Everything is a learning opportunity. So take it as a good thing. The next time something happens to you that's negative and you're like, why do I continue to be a target? Why do I continue to have to learn the same lesson twice or 3 times or 4 times? The universe is giving you this lesson because it wants you to win it. And if you continue to do the same thing over and over, that's literally the definition of insanity. If you continue to do the same thing and you expect different results, you're not going to get a different result. So if someone is negative to you, if you continue to have negative coworkers, you need to look inward, because even if you leave that job, the new job you're going to, you're going to have negative coworkers because you didn't fix that within yourself, right? So part of the way that I love to really combat negativity and really just be a magnet to positivity is becoming that, because whatever we become, we attract, right? And you might say, well, that's kind of like a contradictory, right, thing that you just said. If I'm positive and happy-go-lucky and lovable, then why do these negative people come into my life, right? Sometimes, they're there because they need a lot of loving, positive energy, and maybe you need to be the teacher in that situation. Maybe there was a time in your life where you were the negative person and this person was really nice to you, right? You give what you get, everything that goes around comes around, right? So you have to think about that. You have to think about your karma, too. Like, if you're really positive today, okay, that's great. But how were you 2 weeks ago? Right? Maybe this is coming from another time. So what I love to do again is light some candles. I say my little affirmations, and I really get into this visual, powerful state of mind where I'm visualizing a light around me and a force field energy around me, constantly protecting me, keeping me safe. And the candle I'm speaking about is this one right here. So it comes with pyrite, and it's made with eucalyptus. By the way, the affirmation's on the bottom. But the reason I chose eucalyptus is because think about it this way. When you're around people that are negative or in an unsafe space, what is the first thing that you do? Maybe you hunch your back, you make yourself smaller, and you look down, and you even make your breathing smaller. Maybe you have a lot of shallow breathing, right? So the reason I chose the eucalyptus is because you can actually breathe in really deeply. Like eucalyptus is really good for respiratory issues and just taking deep breaths, right? So if ever you're in a place that doesn't feel like you're powerful, take up office space. Make sure you're standing up straight. Make sure you have good posture. Eye contact. Take deep breaths. It's so powerful because take a deep breath, right? Instead of going, like super shallow breathing. So when you light the candle, the eucalyptus will fill your space. You could even put it in this toxic work environment, maybe on your desk, and kind of have that reminder, because in the end of the day, right, it's you versus you. So you have to remember that, People are going to start to treat you the way you treat yourself. They're going to respect you the way you respect yourself. And the hardest respect to earn is one's own. So you also have to remind yourself, if you feel like a target for negative people or not being spoken to the right way, are you attracting that because you feel like that by yourself, right? Are they just mirroring how you treat yourself, right? And your own beliefs? Because our beliefs, even if we don't speak our beliefs to people, a lot of times our energy will introduce us before we even introduce ourselves. So this is all about working within yourself.